Aurora. I'm Sam Loveland and we are at Taqueria Aurora at the corner of Elmwood and Illinois. What makes this Jalisco-inspired family-owned restaurant so special? Let's find out. Hello, can you tell us your name and where we are today?
Of course, my name is Jasmine Llamas and we are at Taqueria Aurora.
Okay, so tell me about the family business. How long has it been open? How long has your family had roots in Aurora?
So my family stems back from 1980s, that they came from Arandas, Jalisco, and they came here to the city of Aurora. And we have been in business since December of 2018.
Okay, so was this a long-held dream that your family had to open a restaurant?
Yes, so it was my dad's dream to open up a restaurant, and he exemplified it being a hardworking person as well as having it a family-owned business.
So what's really unique about Taqueria Aurora is that it's Jalisco inspired. So can you tell me a little bit about your connection to that state in Mexico?
Yes, of course. So we are from Arandas, Jalisco, is Los Altos de Jalisco, and a lot of our salsas, or the different types of meats, the different type of recipes are from my grandma in Arandas.
Tell me more about your grandma. I hear that she has a presence somewhere.
Yes, so my dad's mother, her name was Aurora. So this was just to pay homage to her, and as well as the city that we have been here since the past 30 years.
Aurora has no shortage of amazing Mexican and Latinx restaurants, but what are some dishes that are really specific to Taqueria Aurora?
So I would definitely say is our arrachera. So you would most likely go to a lot of Mexican restaurants and they serve asada, but we serve a high quality premium charbroiled skirt steak that I will show you a little bit later. And we have that, which is our favorite entree for our patrons of the Tampiqueña dinner. And we use that same arrachera for our skirt steak tacos. Another popular item would be the pastor. It's gonna be authentically made on a spit, so it's slowly cooking on the gyro, and it takes several hours, and you're just bringing it down layer by layer, and then you can taste that flavor. And the special salsa that we use, it's only a recipe that we get from Arandas, Jalisco, and that my mother and myself only know how to make.
Oh, so there's a secretness to it as well. Yes. Okay. So obviously we have a lot of meat options, we have a lot of hearty flavors, but can you tell me, are there any veg or seafood options so that anyone can kind of come and get their pick here at Taqueria?
Yes, so a big favorite vegetarian option that we have are our veggie fajitas. So that is a very popular item on our dishes, as well as the different chile relleno tacos, the rajas con queso tacos, or just getting all that in a different plate, like a gordita, a torta, a sope, and we make all of those in-house.
Well, I've been smelling these scents since I walked in, so I think we need to get a closer look. So should we go to the kitchen?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, lead the way. All right, we are in the bustling kitchen of Taqueria Aurora. There's a lot going on. The first thing I want to ask you about is the rotating gyro of meat in the background. It smells so good. It looks beautiful. Tell me about that.
So that is the al pastor. So as you see, it has different layers of meat and that special sauce I was talking about earlier that only my mom and I know how to make. So each layer, we put the special sauce and onion into it. So then it takes several hours for it to just kind of slowly spin, slowly cook, and get those flavors actually into the meat, and then they take it down layer by layer until it becomes a small one, and then it's ready to go.
So that's a labor of love, because that takes several hours. You have a lot of dedication. How do you arrive to that conclusion that this is the secret ingredient, this is how we do things? How do you get to that process?
So we learned how to make the al pastor based off of our hometown from our family members in Arandas, Jalisco. So that is something very popular that you see in almost every single taqueria in Mexico, that they have their own special gyro of al pastor.
So what time is Taqueria open during the day?
So we open every single day at 10 a.m.
Okay, so we have breakfast items.
Correct.
So how early is your incredible team getting here to make sure that everything's up and rolling?
Yes, so we get here at least an hour beforehand. So usually we get here around 9 a.m. or 8:30 in the morning, depending on how much we have to cook for that day. And then we always cook fresh, so you can see in the back the arrachera that I was talking about. So we make it every single day fresh. We cook it on the grill, and then they cut it up into pieces, and then that's what's served throughout the day.
So yummy. What else is going on back here?
So you can see back here that we're gonna have the quesadillas. That's been a very popular one within the past couple of years, post-pandemic era. So a lot of people refer to it as the dipping taco. So our order comes with 3 quesadillas and then the consomme, which is just a stew that you actually cook the birria in. And it has onion, cilantro, and then we put a little bit of spicy salsa for the birria salsa and some lime to accompany it. So we always say, put a little salsa into the consomme, squeeze a little bit of lime, and then mix it up, and then you grab your quesadilla and then you dip it into the consomme and you eat it. And the perfect part about after you eat all 3 quesadillas, you actually drink the stew itself. So you do a whole 360 with the plate.
Okay, so you're using everything.
Yes.
It's a multi-sensory experience.
Correct.
So this secret salsa that you and your mom concocted, how did you arrive at that? Did you just want something that was between the two of you?
So it was a family recipe that it's been in the family for a long time. So that's why only my mom and myself and my dad, sometimes he'll make it as well. So we just kind of put a little bit of our own taste into it. So it takes a long time to actually make that salsa. You can't just make it on a day. It takes several weeks to actually prepare it.
Lovely. Okay, and so we're gonna sit down to table in a little bit, but tell me, are there any signature drinks or anything that you would recommend to have when you're sitting down ready to prepare your meal or have it at Taqueria?
So the beautiful part about all of our dishes, they're accompanied, you can do it with our homemade aguas. So we have agua de horchata and agua de Jamaica. So those are the most popular ones to accompany all our dishes. But if you want to come in after work or on a weekend with the family or friends, you can also come and enjoy a margarita, a michelada, a paloma, or any of our beers as well.
Okay, so just while we're shouting out other dishes that we're maybe not going to sample today, can you tell me, what's a breakfast item that you would really recommend or a lunch item?
So a lot of the breakfast items are the huevos con chorizo. So we do scrambled eggs, 3 scrambled eggs. We do it with our chorizo, and then it's accompanied with some rice, some beans, and then your tortilla. So you can just eat it as is or make it into a taco, and then it's very filling. So a lot of people see the big portion and they're like, oh wow, so they start off their day right.
Great. And spice, tell me about spice level.
So we have a lot of different salsas. So we have the most mild one that when you dine in, you'll get a little bit of salsa and chips, and it has a little bit of chile in it, so it's not super spicy. So that's our base level. And then after that, we have a green salsa and a red salsa. So the green is a little bit more mild and there is a little bit spicier. But for the brave people out there who really love spice, we have a birria salsa, which we accompany really well with the quesadillas, or a salsa in oil. So that salsa de aceite is just a very small quantity because it goes a long way. So that's the spiciest one in case you want to give it a shot.
Okay, let's see if I'm brave. I think we should go sit down to table and check it out.
Okay, awesome. Let's go.
All right, this is such a beautiful spread. Can you walk me through everything we have on the table right now?
Of course. So if you see right here, this is our most popular entree, which is called the tan pequeña. So it's an 8-ounce premium charbroiled skirt steak, as you can see here, and it's topped with a red cheese enchilada. And it is accompanied with a little bit of guacamole, rice, beans, and you can eat it with some tortillas on the side. You can choose flour or corn, whatever your preference is. And then if we move on to here, so this is the arrachera that we were cooking a little bit earlier back there on the grill. And next to that, you see the 2 options. So we have different options for tortillas. So you can do a corn tortilla, a flour tortilla, or some people want a completely keto option. So we have a lettuce wraps. So these are our veggie tacos. So it's rajas. So we saute poblano peppers with tomato and onion, and then we melt a little bit of cheese in there. So that would be right here. And then next to you would be that pastor that they just took down from the gyro in the kitchen. So again, we have it in the keto style with onion cilantro or on your traditional corn tortilla. After that, here in the middle, we have the quesadillas. So our order of quesadillas come with 3, and it comes with that consomme. So here, if you see, we have the birria salsa, which I always recommend. Just open it up, pour a little bit in there, and then grab some lime, squeeze it, and then you can just mix it up with your spoon. So after that, a lot of people refer to it as a dipping taco. So these are the quesadillas. It's double stuffed with cheese, and then it has the birria meat, and then onion cilantro. And then we put a special salsa on the tortilla. So that's why you see it's a little bit more like that red tint. So if you just grab it, and then you just dip it like that, and it makes the meat super juicy and tender. So then you could just take one quick bite.
Was it as good as it looks?
Yes.
Great. Good to know. I'm watching you, and there's such a methodical way in which you're preparing this, and it's really beautiful because we talk about traditions being things that we do in our family or with our loved ones that are more like action oriented, but not only preparing food, but then how we consume it and how we eat it with people is also a really lovely tradition to see.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about the drinks, because we also have to wet our whistle as we eat.
Exactly. So right there on your left side, so we have the classic margarita. It's the lime margarita, and the beautiful thing is you can rim it with salt, with sugar, or with a fan favorite of tahini, just to give it that little spice. And then here on this side, you have a michelada. So I'm doing a alcohol-free version one with some Topo Chico, which is some mineral water. And then we make our own michelada mix in-house, which actually I came up with a recipe. So it's a little bit of everything, and then it has that spice. So a lot of people drink this. It's kind of like a Mexican style Bloody Mary. So on the weekends or after work, just something to spice up all your palate would be a good options. And then we have our 2 house waters. So here on this side, you have the Jamaica, which is hibiscus water. And then the other one would be the horchata, which is known as embrace water.
So I love horchata, but I'm going to be brave and ask the question of what is it exactly? What goes into it?
So it has a bunch of different ingredients. So it's like a milk-based water, rice water that it's traditionally known. So it's sweet because it has sugar in it and some condensed milk. And the big thing about it is that whenever you taste it, you have a hint of cinnamon in it.
Yes, cinnamon's a big flavor. It's a good sweet flavor in Mexican
Exactly.
dishes.
So that's why you have to have the right portion in it so that it doesn't overpower that horchata flavor.
Perfectly creamy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start small and work my way up.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a bite of this taco. I'm not gonna go keto option. I'm gonna go all in.
Awesome. Perfect. So if you ever want to accompany it, so we have that mild sauce that I was talking about earlier, the green, and then we have the red one. But for the people who really like hot salsa, we have this one. So we put it in a smaller container compared to the bigger bottles that you see over here, just because it has an oil content. So if you see,
the consistency is a lot different.
So I always say shake it up, and then just, usually I say pour a little bit in it because a little bit goes a long way.
Okay.
So there's that one. Or if you don't want to do as spicy of an oil-based aceite salsa, then we have the birria salsa, which a lot of people actually do like on our fan favorites for the weekend specials that we have, which are menudo and birria. So they're the stews. So a lot of people like that on the weekend, and then they'll use this salsa just to spice everything up.
Okay, well I'm definitely gonna put a little bit of salsa. I gotta try. I think I might go with a spicy
one. Okay, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take your advice. A little bit goes a
long way. Yes.
This consistency is definitely different than what I'm used to.
Yes.
And you can see the flakes inside.
Exactly. So it has all that different spice, and it's just so concentrated, so that's why it's very spicy.
Do you ever have to wear gloves, I'm assuming, when you make it?
When you make it?
Make sure you don't touch your eyes, right?
Yes, exactly, because you don't want it to go anywhere.
A little bit does go
a long way. Perfect.
Okay. So this is a beautiful spread. Remind me again what we have going on.
So this is our tan piqueña, which is the #1 seller in all of our different entrees options. So it's that arrachera premium charbroiled skirt steak. So it's about 8 ounces that we have it here. And then people usually just eat it by itself, and then they cut a little bit of enchilada and they take it like that, or they'll grab a little bit of rice and beans, or you can make it into a taco as well.
Okay. So tell me about catering. Does Taqueria Aurora do anything for events? Okay.
So we actually do. So we do from small intimate gatherings of 20 people to big catering weddings. I think my biggest wedding was 350 guests.
Oh gosh.
So we actually will go on site, and I personally am in charge of all that. So I set up, and then if need be for your big event, I can also have myself and my staff members serve throughout your events.
Okay. So if someone has an event for 50 people, 350 people, what's the timeline like if they want to reach out and get that going?
So I usually say if it's something around that size, I would say maybe about 3-4 day notice. That way we can go ahead and prepare everything, just because we prepare everything in our kitchen fresh. So we make sure we order enough meat, and I make sure I have enough staff members and everything to actually go and do it. So a fan favorite would be a taco spread option, so a taco bar. So you have your different type of tacos. The most popular would be the arrachera, the pastor, the chicken, and the shredded beef. Those would be the top 4 sellers that we have. But besides that, a lot of people like a fajita bar. So they'll want to do a fajita bar, and then they'll accompany it just like how the plate is with rice and some beans. We also do different options for appetizers. So we have a quesadilla, we have many flautas, the famous chips and salsa that we have over here, or the guacamole and chips would be an option to have as an appetizer for your events, as well as desserts. So we make our flan in-house. So a lot of people like the mini individual flans for that, or we can, yeah, so they're about this size, they're small, but like 3 ounces. So it'd be a perfect for a small intimate gathering, or we can make a big batch for a big wedding.
Yeah, so weddings are obviously a no-brainer, but what are some other events? You know, birthday parties?
Yeah, birthday parties, quinceañeras, graduations,
showers.
Showers. I've had actually baby showers here in the restaurant as well.
You can rent the space too. Okay.
Yeah. So I'll have usually the inner portion of the restaurant here for a private event if need be.
Okay.
But I also will cater for work events. I know different offices have different events throughout the year that they want to just say thanks to their employees. So I just go, and I actually have one this Friday of 200 people in one of the factories over here. So I'm just going to go take everything and I set everything up, and then I also let them borrow the warmer so that they can stay warm throughout the day.
So people watching this, they're going to see all of the wonderful food. They're going to want to get here right away so they can get some yummy dishes. But if they're also feeling a connection to everything that you're talking about and the work you do in Aurora, what's their next steps if they want to reach out for either a catering, an event, anything to kind of make that partnership happen?
So the quickest way would be phone. They can give us a call here at the restaurant, but if they want to contact us outside of the hours of operation, they can always email me at aurorataqueria@gmail.com. I check the email several times throughout the day because it's linked on my phone. So I always set up a different estimate for different catering events, and then I break it down into the different items, and then I work with everybody's budget. So
okay, great. That's really good to know. So if people have flexibility, or they don't know exactly what they want, but they have some budget, limitations, or they know they want to stick in a certain budget, like, you can make it happen to me.
Yes. And then if they have any questions, they can also inquire on our website at taqueriaaurora.com. Then we have different sections for our menu, all of our dishes, as well as in case we are hiring, or any of our special promos, that all of our Instagram flyers link to our website so that they can see all the different things that we have. For instance, in February, we had the heart-shaped taco platters that were very popular, as well as some other different types of things for Valentine's Day.
Perfect. Okay, well, it's going to take us a while to get through this, so we should get cozy, but let's cheers. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for sitting down with me. Thank you for taking me through this lovely kitchen. Can't wait to come back.